All right, Roy, welcome in, everybody. This is Kent with KG's Books. Did we just get a raid? We got 59, 60 people. Did Max hop in? I don't know if Max hopped in, but welcome in, everybody. Oh, we got a raid from Mr. Common Ground Finds. Everyone, please give him a follow. Tonight's theme is antique, beautiful antique books. We have lots of great fine bindings, some leather books. You're not going to want to miss it. As always, we have 30 books loaded up in the shop, and then we have a bunch of books, a lot of mystery books. We probably have 30 or 40 mystery books to sell you today. So without further ado, please give me a follow. Go check out all my upcoming shows, and let's get started. Lot number one. Let's start out with a couple mysteries because we got some crazy mysteries for you. This is The Tempest by William Shakespeare. Absolutely beautiful fine binding on this one. Gorgeous book. Look at all the gold flowers on this one. This is Shakespeare's Comedy of the Tempest, with a preface and glossary by Israel Galanzis. This one's published by J.M. Dent in 1904. Absolutely beautiful binding right here. Very nice condition all the way around. Tight binding and tight hinges. There is a name written on the front end paper right there. Otherwise, this one looks pretty darn good. This is going to be lot number one. As always, we do 10 seconds on the clock and 5 seconds on the rebid. So you have to be a little snappy. Guys, this is one of the most beautiful bindings I've ever seen on a Shakespeare. Don't miss out on it. Really, really beautiful book. It's not dated. I think this is from right around 1900. Oh, no, it is 1904. Never mind. Published in 1904. I already forgot. That's how good my memory is. Absolutely beautiful leather binding from 1904, The Tempest by William Shakespeare at 25 and 27, looking for 29. Beautiful book. They don't get much more beautiful than this. Thank you very much, Jimmy Moto. You got it. Thank you very much. Let's do a couple more mystery lots for you, and then we're going to get right into preloaded lot number one. No, I don't think so, the bird. Or Fed Bird. How about this one? Another beautiful binding. This is Fun for the Household. Absolutely beautiful book. I think this one's from the 1890s. Tight binding and tight hinges. I don't see any crazy rips or stains or anything like that. This is Fun for the Household, a book of games by Emma Jane Gray. Smell factor. Yep, that one smells beautiful. Smells like a beautiful antique book. Square Trade Company. Thank you for asking. Copyright 1897. Here, I'm just going to show you some of the contents in here. You have Tangles and Forfeits, the Flower Test, a Garden Party, the Parlor Fortune Telling. Yeah, this one is awesome. 1897, Fun for the Household. And guys, look at the back cover. The back cover is just as beautiful as the front cover. Great topic and a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful binding. 10 seconds on the clock. Lot number two. Let's get it going. Guys, we are only selling you beautiful books tonight. Beautiful antique books. I'll show you the contents again quick, Jamie. There you go. 1897. Absolutely gorgeous. Fun for the Household. We're at 17 looking for 19. We're at 19 looking for 21. Woodward at 19 and 20 looking for 22. What a beautiful binding. $20. We're at 22, looking for 24. Last call. 3, 2, 1. Sold to Onyx. Thank you, Onyx. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to do one more mystery, and then I'm going to get right into the preloaded items. We do run all the preloaded items in order, lot 1 through lot 30. But I will be mixing in a bunch of surprises all show long. All right, guys, this is a very special little leather binding. It is a German prayer book. I'll show you inside. Beautiful, beautiful condition. Look at the portrait of Jesus and Mary on the front cover in gold. Great looking clasp. Look at that clasp. Gold pages all the way around. Tight binding and tight hinges. That's not a loose page. That is just, there are some prayer cards scattered throughout the book. A lot of these little Victorian era prayer cards. Let me show you inside. I just translated this one a minute ago, so I would know what it was. This says, save your soul, or save my soul is what that translates to. And then the rest of the title is Prayer and Devotional Book for Catholics. It's not dated. I didn't see a date anywhere, but I think it's definitely right around the 1870s is my best guess on this one. But it is not dated. It is in German, published in Münster, Germany. Uh-oh, it froze. Uh-oh, we froze. 1 second. Okay, we're back. We're back. So you have the beautiful title page, and then you have the less exciting title page. Published in Münster, Germany. Beautiful frontispiece of Jesus. And again, it loosely translates to Save Your Soul, a prayer and devotional book for Catholics. Plus, you have all the little Victorian era ephemera. Show the last page with the Sacred Heart. Yeah, it's not dated. I don't see a date anywhere, but I'm fairly certain it is 1870s, possibly 1880s or 1890s. Uh-oh, your Wi-Fi's acting up. Indigo Moon, just know that this is a beautiful leather binding. How's the video working? It seems to be pretty good on my end. 1870s, 1880s, 1890s, I'm not 100% sure. In a beautiful binding with the clasp. Great gilded edges all the way around. Great portrait of Jesus and Mary on the front cover. German prayer book, circa late 1800s. 10 seconds on the clock. This one is special, special, special. And honestly, this one came from my personal collection. This has been in the book safe for a while, but I'm finally gonna sell it. Okay, we're good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We're at 33 and 37 and 41. We're at 45 and 49. Looking for 50. Guys, this one is really special. To find it in this condition, beautiful antique German prayer book, Save Your Soul, prayer and devotional book for Catholics. John at 73. Thank you very much, John. I appreciate it. That is a very special one. Yep, the clasp never survived. The cover hinges never survive. That's why that one was in my personal collection for many, many years. Thank you very much, John. That is your first purchase from me. Thank you very much. And new customer number 1 of the day. All right, let's get to some of the preloaded items. Lot number 1 of the preloaded items coming right up. This is a big bugger. It didn't look, it doesn't even fit on my shelf back there, so I had to set it on top. This is American Painters. What a crazy beautiful binding and amazing condition. I'm telling you, most people would probably start this one off at, I don't know, maybe 75 bucks, maybe 100. Gilded page edges all the way around. Tight inside hinges as well. Tight binding, tight hinges. I'm going to show you inside. There's lots of great artwork illustrations. American Painters with 83 examples of their work engraved on wood by G.W. Sheldon, published in 1879 by D. Appleton and Company. Yeah, this stuff is crazy, crazy good tonight. All the way through. 83 illustrations. I mean, we are not selling any junk today. Are the books in my cover photo for sale? I think, Jana, I think everything in the cover photo is loaded up in the shop. I'm pretty sure those were all loaded in the shop, everything on the cover photo. So check out the shop. Absolutely incredible. 1879. 1879 American Painters by G.W. Sheldon with 83 plates. 10 seconds on the clock. We only have a $4 pre-bid. I'm telling you, minimum people would probably start this one out at auction at like 75 bucks, but we're going to let it go. See what happens. We're at 47, looking for 49. We're at 51 and 56. Still crazy deal. Beautiful book. Gilded page edges all the way around. Really clean condition. Tough to find this nice. Thank you very much, Jimmy. $66. I think that was a crazy deal for you. Ooh, I know you guys are going to love this one. This is the early poems of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow in a beautiful Victorian binding. If you guys don't know, I love collecting the Victorian bindings. They are my absolute favorite. It is tough for me to not keep every single one of them for myself. Gilded page edges. Guys, look how tight the binding is on this one. Yep, this one is great. Tight binding and tight hinges. There is a book plate inside the front cover. The rear inside hinge is just starting to split right there, but otherwise very, very tight binding. Take a look inside. You have the early poems of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, published in 1887. I think there are several illustrations in this one. You have the frontispiece illustration, portrait, Voices of the Night, early poems, translations, ballads and other poems. You have poems on slavery. There's several poems on slavery. Absolutely beautiful fine binding and incredible condition. We have a $13 bid on this one. Let's get it going. And again, if you collect the fine bindings, you want them in this exact condition. This is incredibly clean. Yes. Yes, Square Trade Company. Bring that Wadsworth if you're going to buy this one. We got 81, looking for 83. We got 86, looking for 89. Last call, 3, 2, 1. Sold for 86. Thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy is cleaning house on the fine bindings. This next one, I thought this next one was beautiful, and we don't even have a pre-bid on this one, I don't think. I thought this was a pretty one. Wide Awake Third Reader with the great floral binding. Yeah, this one's awesome. I don't know why we don't even have a pre-bid on this one. Y'all are missing out. Yep, great color. Wide Awake Third Reader by Clara Murray, published in 1911. Just a cool little book of children's short stories. Show you inside. I think there's quite a few illustrations in this one. Yeah, they're sleeping on this one, I guess. Maybe sometimes my taste is off in fine bindings, but I thought this one was great and deserved to be lot number 3. All right, 1911 Third Reader, The Wide Awake Third Reader by Clara Murray. 10 seconds on the clock. Let's get it going. Yeah, y'all need to get wide awake on this one for sure, John. I mean, look at that cover. We're at 17 and 19 and 21, looking for 23. 1911 little children's reading book. Yep, I like this cover. We're at 24, last call, 3, 2, 1. Sold to Mr. V Dash. Thank you very much. New customer number 2 of the night. I appreciate it. And you got a pretty darn good deal. I thought that one was great. All right, let's do 2 more, and then we're going to get to some more mystery lots. All right, another beautiful cover and an interesting topic. The Young Folks Book of Ideals. Great gold decoration on that front cover by William Byron Forbush. Very clean condition all the way around. Tight binding. Oh, the front inside hinge looks like it's just starting to split. The rear inside hinge also is just starting to split, but it is holding together still. Nice tight binding. The Young Folks Book of Ideals by William Byron Forbush. I think this one is copyright copyright 1916 on this one. Very interesting topic. Young book, children's ideals. Cool book of discipline and training and character building. Schools and trade schools. And just a great looking binding. 1916, The Young Folks Book of Ideals by William Byron Forbush. We have a $1 bid on this one, looking for 2. Everyone's hopping in. We're at 11, looking for 13. 13 and 14 and 17 and 19, looking for 21. Thank you very much. Onyx, number 2 for you, I think, tonight. Yep, number 2. All right, we are going to run the Shakespeare, another really, really, really special set right here. Then we're going to mix in some mystery lots for you. The Shakespeare's Dramatic Works, complete 2-volume set. It absolutely... My auction is not showing up. It says auction will start soon. Steph Kitty, I don't know. Try stopping your... the show on your app. Yeah, leave and come back. And I don't know, you might have to restart your phone or your computer because that's strange. Absolutely beautiful, full leather Shakespeare's Dramatic Works. One of the most beautiful leather Shakespeare's I've ever seen. Great embossing. Really nice condition on volume 1. Volume 2, the front cover hinge, as you can see, I'll show you quick, is starting to split right there. The front cover hinge is starting to split. But the cover is still firmly attached. The rest of the hinge is solid. I think the rear hinge looks good. Same for Rose. Yeah, is anyone else having that issue? Okay, Rose is back. Okay. Nice tight bindings with gilded edges all the way around. Eddie, this is just Shakespeare's dramatic works. So it is 2 volumes complete of his dramatic works, but not the histories or... well, I'm just going to show you inside, show you the contents. The Dramatic Works of William Shakespeare, Volume 1 and 2, published in Edinburgh. I don't think these are dated, but they're definitely from right around the 1860s. Let me show you the contents. The contents, you have The Tempest, The Gentleman... I mean, you have like... looks like 15 or 20 different works in Volume 1. I'm going to show you the contents of Volume 2 as well. I do believe it is the complete dramatic works of Shakespeare in 2 volumes. I'm going to show you the contents of Volume 2 quick. Looks... oh, you do have a lot of the histories in Volume 2. Absolutely beautiful. Again, circa 1880, or sorry, 1860s. Absolutely incredible bindings. Okay, you don't see any plates. Nope, I don't see any plates except for the frontispiece illustrations. But absolutely gorgeous, full leather bindings. The Dramatic Works of William Shakespeare, circa 1860s. That's my best guess on these. Very, very clean copies. Beautiful bindings. Nice tight binding with the gilded edges. 10 seconds on the clock, guys. These are really, really, really special. Let's go. We are at 154, looking for 164 on the 2-volume Dramatic Works of William Shakespeare. 164, looking for 174. We got 174, looking for 184. Yep, now they would call it the complete works of Shakespeare. TCFL, you got it, 184. Thank you very much. Those were pretty darn special. And thank you for your first purchase from me. New customer number 3 of the night, I think. All right, let's do some more mystery lots. And sorry if there's flies buzzing around. It's a beautiful, warm day here in Wisconsin, so I had the doors open for a while, and now there are flies all over the bookstore. Up next, we got another beautiful Shakespeare. I have 2 more of these coming up. This is All's Well That Ends Well. Again, absolutely gorgeous binding, really nice condition. One of the most beautiful front covers you're ever going to find. Tight binding and tight hinges. There is a name written on the front end paper. Awesome. All right, let me show you the title page quick. Shakespeare's comedy of All's Well That Ends Well, published in 1904 by J.M. Dent in London. Let's see, we do have a frontispiece. Let's see if there's any other illustrations. Nope, I don't see any other illustrations. 1904, All's Well That Ends Well by William Shakespeare. Let's get this one running again. Absolutely stunning cover on this one. Great title by William Shakespeare in a crazy beautiful binding. We're at 27, looking for 29. 31 and 35, looking for 37. Jimmy holding strong at 35. Jimmy got it. Thank you, Jimmy. All right, last one. We're going to run through the last of the Shakespeares of the night. I think this... nope, we got 2 more Shakespeares, but this is the last of this binding. This is Titus Andronicus. Again, absolutely beautiful, full leather binding. Tight binding and tight hinges. Let's get a date. That one is 1903. Shakespeare's Tragedy of Titus Andronicus. Again, beautiful book. 10 seconds on the clock for this one. Let's go. Looking for $1. Doesn't get too much more beautiful than this. Guys, this cover, look at all the flowers and the coat of arms. We are at 38 and 42 and 46, looking for 48. We got 50 and 54, looking for 56. Last call, Jimmy Monto, holding strong. Jimmy, you got it. Great deal for Jimmy. He likes the beautiful books. Let's see. We got a great lineup of these small little Victorian books. This is Maid, Wife, or Widow by Alexander. Great floral design on the spine and front cover. Tight binding, tight hinges as well. There's an inscription written in pencil inside the front cover, dated Christmas 1901. The rear inside hinge is just starting to split. Maid, Wife, or Widow by Miss Alexander. No date, circa right around that 1900 era. And just a great little floral binding. 10 seconds on the clock. Let's go. Circa right around 1900 on this one. And again, really clean condition on the cover and spine. We're at 16 and 18, looking for 20. Yep, oh, I was going to ask. Yep, those are carnations, aren't they? I don't know too much about flowers, but I think you're right. We are at 24, looking for 26. We're at 26, looking for 28. Brown-eyed Thrifter for 30. You got it, Brown-eyed Thrifter. Thank you very much. Uh-oh, payment pending for you. You might have to adjust your payment method. Otherwise, sometimes it fixes itself. Thank you so much. There you go. Oh, no, air processing. Still air processing for you. A Dog of Flanders. Great little medieval cityscape there. Oh, no, I guess it's not a maybe 1800s cityscape on the front cover. A Dog of Flanders. Really, really pretty book. Great looking spine with the kind of Art Nouveau style. And then the front cover has flowers all the way around the border. Tight binding and tight hinges. Looks like there is a name written inside the front cover right there. Dean Justine. A Dog of Flanders. Let's see if we can find a date. Nope, I don't see a date. This is right around, I would guess, late 1890s, possibly early 1900s on this one. Looks like there are quite a few illustrations throughout the whole book. Great looking cover on this. And again, circa right around 1890s or really, really early 1900s is my best guess on this one. A Dog of Flanders. No, I don't think so, Square Trade Company. Not Ned Flanders. We are at 10, looking for 11. No, I don't think there's any otters in this one, but I really don't know. Thank you very much. EB Connet, I appreciate it. New customer number 4 of the night already, I think. All right, let's see. How about this one? This is a pretty binding with the gold design there, and then you got the blue flowers on the covers. This is Tom Brown's School Days. Tom Brown's School Days by Thomas Hughes. You have a portrait of Thomas Hughes right there. Copyright 1895 on this one. See what we have for illustrations. Yep, there's some illustrations in it. Yep, quite a few illustrations. Probably 10 or 15 illustrations in this one. 1895, Tom Brown's School Days. Really nice floral binding right here. Yep, we do combine shipping. So after you buy your first one, shipping your next book should probably be less than $1 to ship your next book. So now it should tell you below the price what your shipping will cost, and it should be probably less than $1 for this one for the light ones. EB at 16 and 18, looking for 20. Really nice floral binding. 1895, Tom Brown's School Days. Shelf Care at 26. Shelf Care, you got it. Thank you. Great deal for Shelf Care. All right, you guys want to see another one of the most beautiful books of the night? I'll show you. I'm really excited about it. Actually, it's a 2-volume set, The Poems of Austin Dobson. These are really, 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 really beautiful. Look at those front covers. Absolutely loaded with gold. The rear covers are kind of boring, but still great condition. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spines, and the covers are just insanely beautiful. These just came in the mail yesterday, and we are going to sell them to you today. Tight binding and tight hinges. There's a name written on the front end paper. Poems on Several Occasions by Austin Dobson in 2 volumes. So it is complete in 2 volumes, dated 1889. I'm going to check volume 2 as well just to make sure it's also 1889. Yep, also 1889. Poems on Several Occasions by Austin Dobson. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful condition and beautiful bindings. Yep, the blue and gold. Nice dark blue and nice bright gold all the way around. Beautiful spines, but honestly, I love the front covers. I'm going to set those back a little bit so you can see them both together. Absolutely incredible 2-volume set. 1889 Poems of Austin Dobson. Absolutely incredible set. Let's go. Starting them at $1. Really, really beautiful. These are one of the most beautiful books of the night for sure. If you like Victorian bindings. And I did not see any other complete 2-volume sets on eBay right now. I think I'm going to be auctioning off just an odd volume, but to find the complete 2-volume set is pretty awesome. Let me get you a close-up of that front cover. We're at 43 with Jimmy. Great deal for Jimmy. That was actually a really good deal. Really, really nice deal for you. All right, let's get back to some of the preloaded items. We got some cool items in the shop. Lot number 6 of the preloaded items. We have a nice little Riley Love Lyrics. Nice condition on this one. There is like a little, I don't know if it's some sort of colored pencil scribble right there and right there on the front cover. There's an inscription dated 1900 on the front end paper. Riley Love Lyrics by James Whitcomb Riley, illustrated by William B. Dyer. And this one is copyright 1899, early edition of Love Poetry by James Whitcomb Riley. Lots of great illustrations. A lot of pretty ladies and romantic type illustrations in this one. 1899, Riley Love Lyrics by James Whitcomb Riley. Really pretty binding. In great condition as always. We're at 16, looking for 18. 1899. I've seen a lot of early 1900s copies of this one, but I don't know if I've ever seen an 1890s one. EB got that one. Thank you, EB. Number 2 for you. All right, this is another beautiful one. I think it's in German. It is Silent Night, Holy Night. Cool book of the Nativity. Cool book of Christmas and the birth of Jesus. Look at that front cover with the wreath and the candles, and you have the Star of Bethlehem. You have the wise men and the sheep. Really, really beautiful book. Silent Night, Holy Night. I do believe it is in German. Absolutely incredible Christmas-related book right here. Look at that. They're decorating for Christmas. A lot of nice illustrations. This one, I didn't see a date. I would say really, really, really early 1900s, maybe 1900 to 1910-ish, maybe into the 1920s. I'm not 100% sure. Silent Night, Holy Night in German, and what a binding. We are at 10, looking for 11 on this one. 11, looking for 13. Really great book. Yep, that's an awesome cover. At 21, last call. Marmill, you got it. New customer number 5 of the night, I think. Thank you, Marmill. I'm supposed to keep a tally of how many new customers I have, and I already lost count. I think we're at 5. Thank you very much for your first purchase. Here we go. I'm going to start a tally right now. We're going to say you're new customer number 5 of the night. Yep, that was an awesome one. And thank you for your first purchase from me. All right, up next we have an Edwardian binding, a pretty little Edwardian binding. This is The Crossways by Helen R. Martin. Look at those roses. Roses on the cover and the spine. Again, really clean condition. I try to only bring you some really nice clean stuff. There's an inscription on the front end paper right there. Tight binding, tight hinges. The Crossways by Elam Riemenschneider Martin. Copy. This one is published in 1910. Really nice condition all the way around. Yep. This one, I mean, I love all the roses. We only have, oh, someone's bidding on it right now. So I think we have a $17 bid, looking for 18. I mean, look at the roses. How beautiful are those bright red roses? And again, if you can find it in this condition, you have to buy it. You just have to. Most of these from this era are going to be worn and not look this nice. We're at 81 and 86 and 91. looking for 93. Last call, 3, 2, 1. Rose, you got it. Well, that was very appropriate. I'm glad you got it, Rose. Thank you so much, Rose. Rose, is your name Rose, or do you just love roses? And I'm glad you got that. That was very fitting. It is your name is Rose. Well, thank you, Rose. All right, we do have one Louisa May Alcott. This is Hospital Sketches by Louisa May Alcott. I do think this is a pretty rare edition of it with the ladies at the little tea party. I mean, look at the detail. You see her holding a plate of fruit. She's pouring the tea into the saucers. We got the red. Oh, I didn't even notice. We got the red, white, and blue dresses for the ladies. Hospital Sketches by Louisa May Alcott. Nice condition. The spine is a little bit faded, but that front cover is sparkles for sure. Tight binding and tight hinges on this one. Let's see. I don't think this one had a date. Hospital Sketches by Louisa May Alcott. You have the frontispiece of Louisa. Great book. Again, a no date. Right around the turn of the century, 1890s into the early 1900s. Not 100% sure, but right in that era. We have a $37 bid on this one, looking for $39. What a cover illustration right there. We're at 43, looking for 45. Last call, 3, 2, 1. Cookie in Maine. Got that one. Thank you, Cookie. Glad you can make it. I'm glad I remembered. It's Cookie in Maine. All right, we have one Dr. Dolittle tonight. This is Dr. Dolittle and the Secret Lake by Hugh Lofting. Again, for an antique kids book, this is really clean condition. Tight binding and tight hinges. Looks like the front end paper is missing on this one. I think I put a picture of that in the listing so you could see it before you bid, but we only have a $1 pre-bid anyway. Dr. Dolittle and the Secret Lake by Hugh Lofting. And it is a first edition, 1948, stated first edition. See that right there? Show you around a little bit. I love all his little illustrations of all the different animals and the people and the animals interacting. Looks like there's a lot of stuff on tortoises in this one. Yep, lots of tortoise artwork for sure. 1948, stated first edition on this one, in really nice condition. Pretty cool part of the Dr. Dolittle series. Let's get it going. We only have a $1 bid on this one. We are at 17 and 19 and 21, looking for 23. Rose at 31, looking for, we got 35 and 39. Rose is on a heater now that she got that Rose book. Thank you, Rose. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to do two more preloaded items, then we'll do some more mysteries. I know some of you are waiting for that Book of Common Prayer coming up with the class. That one's pretty special. Here we have Red Pepper Burns by Grace S. Richmond. Very nice condition. I really like this binding with the little, I don't know if it's some sort of Red Cross hospital wagon and the little cherub angel hanging on for dear life on the back of it. Tight binding and tight hinges. Looks like there is an inscription written on the front end paper. This one does have a few illustrations. Very Edwardian style romance, I assume. Red Pepper Burns by Grace S. Richmond. Copyright 1910. In which he vows a vows, in which he creates a circus, in which he assumes a responsibility, in which he makes a confession. Scandalous. This sounds like a very scandalous romance. With there's several color plates in this one. Color artwork illustrations. 1910 Red Pepper Burns by Grace Richmond. And again, I just think it's a cool cover with the Red Cross wagon and the little cherub holding on for dear life. We are at 11, looking for 13 on this one. Brown-Eyed Thrifter, holding strong at 20 and 22, looking for 24. Brown-Eyed Thrifter, she wants it. Oh, so does Cookie in Maine at 24. Last call. Nope, we're up to 30. Brown-eyed thrifter. You got it. Thank you very much. Number 2 for you so far. Thank you. All right, let's go do this one, and then I'm going to run some more mystery lots for you. Really, really, really awesome Book of Common Prayer in a great leather binding with the metal cover surrounds all the way around the metal. I don't know what exactly you'd call it with the metal. It's the clasp, but the clasp attached to the cover surroundings. Very, very beautiful book. And again, the original author, Lizzie W. Roberts, custom binding made for her with her name on the front cover. Beautiful, beautiful gilded edges. Look at how tight that binding is. Absolutely impeccable tight binding. The front inside hinge looks good. The rear inside hinge looks good as well. This book was really, really, really clearly cherished. The Book of Common Prayer and Administration of the Sacraments and Other Rites and Ceremonies of the Church of the Protestant Episcopal Church of the U.S., together with the Psalter or the Psalms of David. There's a date on the copyright page. I'll show you that. New York, 1849. Absolutely incredible little prayer book right here. And the Psalms of David. Very, very good condition on this one. We have a $42 bid. And again, beautiful clasps in really nice condition. Beautiful cover surrounds. I think this is brass. And just really, really great condition. Beautiful leather book. Absolutely incredible condition. And it's cool that it does have the ownership markings there on the front cover. 10 seconds on the clock. Very special leather book right here. We are at 64, looking for 66. We're at 74 and 79 and 84 and 89 and 94. Really, really special book. And it's near miniature. It's probably about 4 inches tall, so it's not quite small enough to be considered miniature, but you can fit it in your hand like that, so it's pretty darn close to being a miniature. Lisa, $114. That was a great deal for Lisa. Again, to find a 170, 180-year-old book in that condition is pretty tough. Thank you very much, Lisa. I know you're going to treasure that one. All right, you guys want to do the Charles Dickens, and then we'll do some more mystery lots. I know you guys want the. I know this one. I got a lot of great questions on this one. We got a raid from The Hobbit _85. Thank you very much, The Hobbit. Everyone, please go give them a follow. And thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it. This is A Child's Dream of a Star by Charles Dickens. I've never heard of this title before. What a crazy beautiful binding. Look at all those gold flowers. And then you have the floral, Victorian floral, almost like a wallpaper looking design on the front cover. Tight binding and tight hinges. There is an inscription written in pencil, dated 1897. Thank you very much, Lydia. Yeah, I've kind of been hoarding some of the most beautiful books for a little while now to put this show together. A Child's Dream of a Star by Charles Dickens, illustrated by Elizabeth S. Tucker. Look at that. You have the Angels frontispiece. Thank you so much, Rose, for the tip. You did not have to do that. Anyone that tips me, I do use that money to give away free books to kids at the bookstore. So thank you very much for the tip. Not necessary, but it does go to a good cause. So thank you, Rose. I appreciate that very much. Copyright 1894 on this one. Cool book. Nice illustrated book. I really have no idea exactly what this one is about, but it is beautiful. It's nicely illustrated. Looks like there's something to do with... There's a lot of angels in this one. A Child's Dream of a Star by Charles Dickens. Yep. This one's awesome. Beautiful book in beautiful condition. Holy buckets, there's a lot of illustrations. I'm guessing there's 50, 60 illustrations in this one. 1894, A Child's Dream of a Star, and a beautiful, beautiful binding. It looks like you all are working on the pre-bids right now. 10 seconds on the clock. We have $114. Yep, Henry, there are way over 53 illustrations. We are 125, looking for 135. Again, I've never heard of this title by Charles Dickens. It's pretty darn beautiful. Mar Mill got that one. Thank you very much, Mar Mill. I appreciate that. That is a beautiful, beautiful book. Yep. That was a great one. That one was pretty darn special. It's pretty difficult for me to not keep every single one of these books for myself. I like the Victorian fine bindings just as much as you all. All right, let's do some more of these little buggers. This is Turning Points in World History. Really nice condition and a beautiful, beautiful Victorian binding. Tight binding and tight hinges all the way around. Turning Points in World History by Henry Mann. Copyright 1897, I believe. Yep, 1897. This one has some really awesome stuff, kind of dated back to early religion and the Bible. There's stuff on the Crusades. You have Vasco da Gama. You have Columbus. You have the Reformation. You have the Monroe Declaration. You have England's commercial turning point. You have the Abraham Lincoln assassination. You have the Abraham Lincoln death blow to slavery. Industrial stuff. There's military and naval stuff, and then there's religious movements throughout history. 1897, turning points in world history dating back to the Bible and the Crusades and stuff like that, but then also modern stuff as well, modern industry and other stuff. 1897, turning points in world history in a spectacular binding. Great contents, great condition, and great binding in this one. This has everything I love about books. We are at 38 and 42, looking for 46 and 50, looking for 53. We got 53, looking for 50. Whoa, 63, looking for 65. Can't keep up with y'all, you're too quick. Brown-Eyed Thrifter at 68, looking for 70. Brown-Eyed Thrifter, you got it. That was a nice one. Thank you very much. Let's do some more of these little buggers. What is this? This one comes with some ephemera. Some sort of fashion ephemera. I'm going to leave that in there for you. This is, and another fashion ephemera is just falling from the sky. Octoroon. I have never heard of this title before. I just thought it was a pretty binding. Very nice condition all the way around. Tight binding and tight hinges. Octoroon by Miss M.E. Braddon. No date, early 1900s, possibly 1890s, possibly late 1890s. All right, I'm going to leave the little kids' fashion artwork illustrations. I don't know too much about this. I just thought it was a nice looking binding, so I brought it to the sale. Let's go. Looking for $1 on this one. Octoroon by Miss Braddon. Yes, sometimes it's okay to judge book by their covers. Okay, Steph Kitty says, this play centers on the story of a Zoe, a young woman who is 1/8 black and a white man who inherits the plantation where she lives. So it does sound like an interesting title as well. Interesting read. We are at 64, looking for 66. And thank you very much for the synopsis, Steph. I appreciate that. I owe you some free books for sure. Thank you, Montana Vintage. Got that one. Thank you, Noah. I appreciate that. When's your next show coming up? I think, did you have 3 shows today? I think you did. That's crazy. I've done 2 shows in one day, but never 3. Whoops. Phone's gonna fall. Oh, right. We saved it. All right, what do we have here? Another pretty one. Looks like the poems of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow in a nice floral binding. A little bit worn. This one's kind of not perfect. It's a little bit shabby chic, but great floral binding. Tight binding. The inside hinges are splitting. There's an inscription dated December 25th, 1900. To Dell, a Merry Christmas from Auntie, December 25th, 1900. All right, Montana Vintage is going to be selling books tomorrow. Please give them a follow and check out their shows. Your customers aren't morning people. Yeah, I've been thinking about trying another. It's been a couple months since I've done a morning show, but I thought about, there's definitely less other people selling in the morning, so that's definitely an advantage, but then also you have to wake people up for them to buy books. So poems by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. This one I would say is kind of in fair condition. A little bit more worn than some of the others. But still a great looking binding. 10 seconds on the clock. Okay, awesome, guys. Also, Driftless Books, my buddy Eddie, who I sold at his bookstore the last 2 Sundays, and next Sunday as well. He's going to be doing a show tonight, so please give him, you see him in the chat, Driftless Books, give him a follow, and check out his show. I'm going to be rating him in about an hour and 15-ish minutes or so. Yeah, feel free to start whenever you want, Eddie, and I'll send people your way at about 7. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Eddie, what kind of stuff are you going to be selling tonight? Eddie, guys, I'm going to tag Driftless Books. Please go give him a follow and check out his show coming up here in just a little bit. Up next, we have Bob Burton by Horatio Alger Jr. Shoot, I should have tagged. Let me tag Bibliomaniacal, see if he's here. Bibliomaniacal. I know he likes this stuff, especially the unique bindings. Yes, Eddie is having his own show tonight. He used to do them. He used to do them a little more often, but it's been a while. But he's gonna get back in the saddle of selling again. And it looks like he's gonna be selling a large variety of pulps and antique books and tiny books and vintage kids books. Okay, awesome. That should be an exciting one. Eddie does have some of the best stuff at his bookstore. If you guys are ever in Wisconsin, you need to check it out. It is Driftless Books. And also go follow him on Facebook as well. Bob Burton, The Young Ranchman of Missouri by Horatio Alger Jr. Eddie. Tempting, Eddie. Eddie, just give me a cut and I'll just come work for you every day. But I like it here in Marshfield. I like having my own bookstore. And I don't want to deal with your quantity of books. I like dealing in books and buying like carloads of books, but I don't quite want to. Your scale of books has got to be completely overwhelming. Bob Burton by Horatio Alger Jr. And if anyone's looking for a job, send Driftless Books a message because he will probably hire you, especially if you want to do the whatnot stuff. Hannah at 7, looking for 8 on the Horatio Alger Jr. Great frontispiece. Looks like some boys playing rugby. Evie got that one. Do you ever get books? Yeah, she collects it. I sold a couple 4-H paintings. I think in October I sold them on Whatnot. And actually, hey, you guys, if you don't follow my my YouTube channel, I just got a few 4-H paintings in the mail. I'm going to do a special video showing off me unboxing my 4-H paintings. I've been on a tear buying 4-H paintings on eBay. But usually they're like $500 to $1,500 a piece. I saved a little bit of money. But please go check out. I'm going to put it in the chat. KG's Unique Rare and Antique Books on YouTube. Go check it out. And I will be selling some more 4-H paintings on Whatnot. I think beginning of December, I'm going to do another Ken's Greatest Book Sale Ever. And I'm going to be selling a couple 4-H paintings for you. Allegories of the Heart. Beautiful, what is that, a daffodil? I think that's a daffodil, but I'm not 100% sure. You got the color daffodil, and then you got the gold daffodil. Is that a daffodil? Yep, a daffodil. That's what I thought. Tight binding and tight hinges on this one. Allegories of the Heart by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Let's see, we got the Christmas Banquet. We have the Intelligence Office, Sketches from Memory, and the Old Apple Dealer, etc., etc., etc. Really nice, clean condition on this one. This little thing, there's a little envelope that says Miss Nellie Gustine. This was inside the front cover. Corner Beale at Home to the close of 1907, Friday. I don't know what this is about. Some sort of invitation. Congratulations from Miss Beale and Homer Beale at Home to the class of 07. Friday evening, May 3rd, 1907. I'm not 100% sure what exactly that means. And then again, you got the congratulations from Miss Beale written, and this was written to Miss Nellie Gustine. So I'm going to leave those in there for you. Yeah, some sort of graduation or I assume a college-related thing, but I'm going to leave that right in there. I didn't see any other ownership markings or anything like that. Let me check. I already forgot the date. No date on this one. Allegories of the Heart by Nathaniel Hawthorne. in a great binding with the daffodils. 10 seconds on the clock. Let's get it going. Beautiful binding and beautiful condition. We are at 20, looking for 22, 24 and 26, and 34, looking for 36. Jimmy got that one. Thank you, Jimmy. Oh, we do have some Mark Twain. This is Joan of Arc by Mark Twain, 2-volume set, really nice condition. Actually, some of the sets of Joan of Arc by Mark Twain bring some crazy prices online. Tight binding and tight hinges. These are really nice and clean. Personal Recollections of Joan of Arc, complete 2-volume set, copyright, $18.99 on these. Look at that great frontispiece, The Maid of Orleans. I don't have anything bad to say about these at all. $18.99, Joan of Arc by Mark Twain, complete 2-volume set, and really nice condition, copyright, $18.99, 10 seconds on the clock. Let's do a few more mystery lots for you, and then we're going to get back to some of the preloaded items, but we got some killer stuff. Oh, it was a facsimile signed. It's not a real autograph edition. It is a facsimile of the Mark Twain signature and inscription. Joan of Arc at 45, looking for 47. Welcome in, Joseph. How are you tonight? Samuel Real, you got it. Thank you, Samuel. I appreciate it. Yeah, actually, if you go on eBay, you'll probably see some people selling those as signed books because they don't realize it's a facsimile inscription and signature. Awesome, Jay Campa. Glad you could make it. All right, let's do one more mystery lot, and then we're going to do some of the pre-listed items for you. All right, we got one more Mark Twain. This is Life on the Mississippi. Really clean condition. Looks like there's a tiny little dark stain on the front cover. A couple little stains right there. Tight binding and tight hinges. Yep, both hinges look good. And again, with the facsimile signature of Mark Twain. Life on the Mississippi by Mark Twain. I've just sold lots of editions of these to know that it is a facsimile. And there are some that are kind of tough to tell, and I'm not a signature expert. I just know that this one is a facsimile. 1911, Life on the Mississippi. Really clean condition. 10 seconds on the clock. And then we're going to get back to some of the preloaded items. Yeah, I don't mess with signed books too often. I usually don't trust them, but occasionally I'm hypercritical of anything that I find that is signed. We're at 27 and 31 and 35 on the 1911 Life on the Mississippi by Mark Twain. Really clean condition. Thank you, Samuel. Tell you what, Samuel, I do have one more Mark Twain, so I'm going to run that for you, and then I think that's it for Mark Twain. Sketches New and Old by Mark Twain with I don't know, some sort of, it's written number 19 on it. I'll leave that in there for you. Whoops. Sketches New and Old by Mark Twain. And again, really clean condition. This is the last of the Mark Twain for the night. Illustrated. Copyright 1903 on this one. I think there's only a few illustrations though. It's not highly illustrated or anything like that. 1903 Sketches New and Old by Mark Twain. Yeah, that's true. And then a lot of times, the frontispiece illustrations, if it's a portrait of the author, a lot of times they will include a facsimile signature underneath that. And yes, just check it against other copies that you see online. Yep. I see a lot of people selling the facsimile signatures as a real signature, and hate to break your heart. And actually, there's a lot of the Louisa May Alcott books that, and also like the memoirs of Ulysses S. Grant. Those have signature writing in them of Grant's writing. Those are a lot of times, not maliciously, but they're a lot of times sold as signed books or inscribed books, and they are not. All right, lot number 14 of the preloaded items. Let's keep things rolling. Yep, thank you, Samuel. I appreciate it. I'm glad you got all 3 of them. This is the works of George Eliot. Looks like volume 3. Looks like you got a ton of different titles in this one. Really, really clean condition. This wasn't the most high quality book ever made, so a lot of times I find this edition, they're pretty worn. Tight binding and tight hinges. Oh, an authentic Mark Twain, yeah, would be thousands. Probably not crazy. Probably, I don't know if it'd be a couple thousand. Yeah, Bibliomaniacal says one of those Twain facsimile signatures went for $400 during an online auction recently. Dang. Well, I mean, okay, I guess I have mixed feelings. Obviously, as a seller, you need to know a little bit about what you're selling, but also as a buyer, I guess I feel, yeah, buyer beware, but also you should be buying from people that you trust as well, that have a tiny bit of knowledge about what they're selling. Works of George Eliot, Volume 3. Looks like you have a couple rips on the title page. Yep, do your homework for sure. I'm not going to buy a signed book without comparing it to other authenticated signatures and stuff like that. So, yep, do your research. This one has Felix Holt the Radical, Silas Marner, The Lifted Veil, Brother Jacob, Scenes from Clerical Life, etc., etc., etc. Not dated, but this one is definitely 1890s, right? Late 1890s on this edition. And I think there's some illustrations as well. Yes. Buy from me. You can trust me. I mean, I know a tiny bit about books. I really do not consider myself a book expert. I do know a little bit about books, and I try to be honest as I can. 10 seconds on the clock. We don't even have a $1 bid on this. Let's go. 1890s Works of George Eliot, Volume 3. Yep, buy from your friends, and then if there's ever an issue, they'll take care of you, hopefully. We are at 13, looking for 15 on the 1890s Works of George Eliot. We're at 21, looking for 23, 25. Shelf Care Collection. Let's see, I think that's your second one, Shelf Care, isn't it? Or is it your first? No, you got one. I knew you got one. Let's see, lot number 15. Where are we? Oh, this one's cool. This is a book on the art of Egypt, I think. Shoot, is it in German? I'm not 100% sure. Beautiful, beautiful spine on this one. Tight binding and tight hinges. There's a inscription written inside the front cover. I think it's the Egyptian art. Shoot, I should have translated this in the title. Something about Egyptian art. Published in 1927. It is German. And I think there's lots and lots and lots of illustrations. Cool book on kind of Egyptian archaeology and art. Ancient archaeology. There's lots of hieroglyphics. There's some mummies. Oh, that's awesome. Yep. Buy it right from the artist, and then you know it's guaranteed to be authentic. 1927 book on Egyptian art. 10 seconds on the clock. We have an $11 bid on this one. It is in German, but I still thought it was really cool. Nicely illustrated and a beautiful binding. We are at 11 looking, let's see if I can get to focus. 11 looking for 13. EB got that one, thank you. Lot number 16 is, are we excited about lot number 16? Yes, you should be excited about this one because it has the dust jacket. I mean, I don't know. I don't think too many editions of the James Whitcomb Riley books had dust jackets. And if they did have dust jackets, you're never going to find one this nice. An Old Sweetheart of Mine by James Whitcomb Riley. Well, we only have a $1 bid on this one, so I don't know. People aren't too excited about it. Yeah, Steph Kitty, this is a dumb book. Only you should bid on it. An Old Sweetheart of Mine by James Whitcomb Riley, illustrated by Howard Chandler Christie. Let's see. Where's the copyright? Copyright 1902 on this one. I mean, lots of great little illustrations. Cool book of love poetry. Highly illustrated book. And again, with the dust jacket that, I mean, is pretty cool. We are starting it at $1, looking for $2. 1902, An Old Sweetheart of Mine by James Whitcomb Riley with the dust jacket and a great condition book underneath. But, I mean, mainly this one's awesome because of the dust jacket. We are at 19, looking for 21. 23 and 24, looking for 25. 1902, An Old Sweetheart of Mine by James Whitcomb Riley. Steph Katie, you got it. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate that. That's a great one. Your antics in the chat worked. No, I think you got a great deal on that one. $26. All right, our Old World Background by Charles A. Beard and William C. Bagley. Great condition on this one. Just a cool history book right here. Yeah, I wouldn't. You definitely got to keep that one for yourself. Let's see, our Old World Background by Charles A. Beard and William C. Bagley. Cool book of history. Yep, I've seen the James Whitcomb Rileys with the decorative covers, but never with the dust jackets. This one's published in 1929. Show you some of the contents quick. American Heritage. You have the Middle Ages, 1,000 years between the fall of Rome and the discovery of America. You have the dawn of the modern age, commerce and exploration, the political revolution in England, democracy and machine industry. You have the French Revolution, the age of steam and machinery, the growth of democracy, rival for markets and colonies, etc., etc., etc. I think this one does have look at that list of maps. There are lots and lots of maps. And I think it's history kind of relating to America, but then there's also stuff on South America and Asia and Europe and everywhere else. A lot of great illustrations and maps in this one. And again, more related to world history, but then also how it relates to American history as well. 1929, our Old World Background. Let's get that one rolling. Yep, lots of maps in this one. A Roman chariot race. We're at 15 with Mai. Thank you very much, Mai. You got it. Great deal for you. Mai 631. You are the winner. All right, let's keep going with some of the preloaded items. Up next, you have Mrs. Wiggs. Oh, I spelled it wrong in the title, but you get the point. Beautiful decorations on the front cover and the spine. Very nice condition, tight binding and tight hinges all the way around. This is Miss Wiggs of the Cabbage Patch by Alice Hegan Rice, published in 1903. You have a color frontispiece. I think there might be, there's definitely some other illustrations in this one. Yep, quite a few illustrations. 1903, Miss Wiggs of the Cabbage Patch. Let's get it going. Very pretty Edwardian binding. Jimmy at 11. Jimmy, great deal for Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. Up next, we have The Following of the Star by Florence L. What does that say? Barclay. Great embossed design on this one. Yes, I did pick up another load of books in Northern Illinois. It's about a 4-hour drive yesterday. Well, I stayed in the Dells last night, so it was 2.5 hours south to Northern Illinois. Loaded books for about 6 hours and then trucked it 4 hours home. So it was a very, very long day. I got home at about 7, threw the stuff in my storage shed. That took about half an hour, and then ran the U-Haul back. I just started going through books this morning. There's a lot of junk, but then there's also some pretty cool stuff. It was Itasca, Illinois. I don't know how to. It's somewhere. It might be a suburb of Chicago. It's in the Chicago area. The Following of the Star, a romance by Florence L. Barclay. What a frontispiece! Look at that color frontispiece. Oh. Looks like 1911, 6th printing on this one. And again, I just thought it was a pretty binding. Lots of great embossed, a nice embossed design on the cover and spine. We have a $7 bid on this one, looking for $8. It wasn't a shop, it was a history professor, and he's not in great health, so him and his wife are downsizing, so I bought all of the books. It was about 115 boxes of books yesterday, plus a few weeks ago, I filled my car and got about like 20-some boxes of books a few weeks ago, and I was just going to get the rest with the U-Haul truck. We're at 24 with Cecilia. Thank you, Cecilia. You got that one. Oh, you're 20 minutes from Itasca. That's awesome. Very cool. Dang. Yeah, I don't usually like driving. I mean, it was 4 hours each way. I don't usually like driving that far for books, but I will. The craziest, about 8 or 10 years ago, there was an eBay listing for a bookstore owner in Saugerties, New York. He was getting rid of hundreds of boxes of books. So I rode the train to New York. I took the Amtrak from Wisconsin to New York, and then I rented a U-Haul, filled it with like 300 boxes of books, and drove home. I think it was about 17 hours of driving over like a day and a half. That was the craziest book buying trip I was ever involved in. Yeah, I can handle 2 or 3 hours, but I prefer not to drive much more than that. You drove 5. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of driving. I'm better than I used to. I don't get tired at least, so that's good. All right, beautiful, beautiful set right here, guys. Look at those spines. This is a 16th century anthology, a 17th century anthology, and an 18th century anthology. Nice, simple little covers on them. Oh, look at those end papers. Beautiful end papers. Yeah, these are awesome. A 16th century anthology edited by Arthur Simmons, published by the Gresham Publishing Company. The Gresham Publishing Company made some really nice bindings in the late 1800s, early 1900s. These aren't dated. I think they are right around the turn of the century, probably. I would guess 1800 to 1810 is maybe my best guess on these. Absolutely beautiful books, cool books of, I think is it all poetry? Yep, it looks like an anthology of poetry. And again, it is 16th, 17th, and 18th century anthologies of poetry. We only have a $1 pre-bid on these crazy beautiful books. What are you all doing? 3 books for the price of 1 with the most, beautiful, beautiful spines. Do they have more beautiful spines than that? It's tough to beat those. We're at 31 and 35. We're not even at like $12 a piece. No, I don't think I have any Spanish books ready for tonight. Shelf Care at 47. Thank you very much, Shelf Care. Appreciate you. 3 books for $47. I don't think you guys could ever beat those. Do you know a hardcover at Barnes & Noble is like $30 plus tax? Sometimes more than $30 plus tax. And you just paid like, I don't know, way less than that for beautiful antique books. This is Roman History, the Early Roman Empire. Beautiful book, great topic, and great condition. Tight binding and tight hinges. There's a book plate inside the front cover right there. Roman History, the Early Empire by W.W. Capes with 2 maps. I think there's 2 folding maps in this one. No other illustrations, but 2 folding maps. It's not dated, but all of the other books from this series I've ever seen are either 1880s or 1890s. So I put 1890s in the title. It could be 1880s as well. You have Nero, Titus, etc., etc., etc. Cool book of ancient Roman history. Roman history, the early empire. And I said 1890s. It could possibly be 1880s. I'm not 100% sure, but that's when all some of the other ones I've seen of these are actually dated. We're at 76, looking for 78 on this one. Thank you very much, Jimmy. You got it. Jimmy Monto 1002. All right, let's do the Alexander Dumas, and then we're going to mix in some more mystery lots for you, and we'll have you wrapped up here in about 45 minutes. The works of Alexander Dumas, this is the Whites and the Blues. Complete 2-volume set, guys. You're not going to beat those spines with the cross swords and the Florida. Look at that. You got the fleur-de-lis there, and then you have a row of fleur-de-lis. And the front covers have the embossed fleur-de-lis. Thank you very much, Caitlin30, for the raid. I appreciate that. Everyone, please give Caitlin30 a follow and go check out their shows. When's your next show, Caitlin? Feel free to put that in the chat. The Whites and the Blues by Alexander Dumas. Beautiful, beautiful bindings. I think these are copyright 1910. They both have a frontispiece illustration. Yep, 1910. Looks like this is about the Prussians on the Rhine. I think each volume has 2 or 3 illustrations. I think there's a few illustrations in both of these. Yep, there you go. It looks like he's being led off to execution, I think. 1910, The Blues and the Whites by Alexander Dumas. Great looking spines, and then you got the cool fleur-de-lis embossed front covers. We got 26 on the pair. Oh, we're at 38 and 42, looking for 44. Beautiful books, beautiful bindings, and it's Alexander Dumas. I mean, look at the fleur-de-lis. Huge fleur-de-lis embossed on the covers. We are at 74 with Mr. V Dash. You got it, Mr. V Dash. Let's see. Oh, you bought something earlier. You got the Wide Awake Reader. Thank you. Oh, we got another raid from JJ. JJ's Bargain Bin. Thank you, JJ. I appreciate that. I think you've rated me before. Thank you very much. Everyone, please give JJ's Bargain Bin a follow. All right, we're going to run the Wizard of Oz because I know you guys have been waiting for that one. Then we're going to do some more mystery lots. The Giant Horse of Oz by Ruth Plumley Thompson. Most of the antique Wizard of Oz books you find are going to be horrible condition. This one is really, really nice. I try to bring you guys the best ones. It looks like the front inside hinge is just starting to split right there. The rear inside hinge looks good. Tight binding. I didn't see any crayon scribbling or rips or anything like that. That's really common with these. A lot of times kids use these as coloring books practically. And really used and abused them. This one's really nice. The Giant Horse of Oz by Ruth Plumley Thompson, continuing the L. Frank Baum series. Illustrated by John R. Neal. This one's copyright 1928. I'm not 100% sure when this one was actually published. It may have been published a little bit later than 1928, but I'm not 100% sure. Yep, the big heavy books usually do not survive very well. And the kids love to color the illustrations with crayon or marker or whatever, or scribble in them. So this is really nice. The Giant Horse of Oz in really good condition. Looks like we have a $47 pre-bid, looking for $50. And again, to find in this condition is pretty tough. We're at 56, looking for 58. Last call. Nope, we got C. Craven. Carol's in. Carol wants it at 66, looking for 68. We got 69, looking for 71. Mr. V Dash at 69. Thank you, Mr. V Dash. 2 in a row for you. Thank you. All right, let's do some more mystery lots because we got some cool stuff set aside, ready to go. Let me do a tiny bit of rearranging. This is a nice looking Victorian binding. It's kind of, internally, it's a little bit on the rough side. Life of Andrew Jackson Ulta Edition. I don't know if Bert's here. I know he loves the Ulta and the, what's the other edition that he likes? The Caxton editions. Yeah, it's beautiful, but internally it's a little bit on the rough side. Life and Public Services of General Andrew Jackson by John S. Jenkins. There you got the frontispiece portrait. Copyright 1880 on this one. Yeah, he probably owns it for sure. It's a little bit on the worn side. There's moisture staining along the edges. Not horrible. The binding's reasonably tight. The inside hinges aren't bad. Oh, the rear inside hinge is starting to split. And again, it's a little bit on the worn side, a little more worn than I like, but it's still a beautiful book on General Andrew Jackson, President Andrew Jackson as well, but title says General Andrew Jackson. Looking for $2 on this one. Copyright 1880, Life of Andrew Jackson. And again, it's a little bit on the worn side, but that spine looks excellent. We're at 13 and 15, looking for 17. We are at 27, looking for 29. Still a beautiful book, just slightly worse condition than I prefer. But again, spine looks good, front cover looks good, a little bit of waviness and stuff, but overall decent enough. We're at 45, looking for 47. Chessboard, you got it. Thank you, Chessboard. I think that's your first one tonight. Thank you. Yep, Roosevelt did give us the national parks. How about this one? This is French Historical Tales by Charles Morris. Thank you, Indigo Moon. Yeah, I tried to bring you guys just the absolute best books I can find. Tight binding, tight hinges. French Historical Tales by Charles Morris. This one is really nicely illustrated. Copyright 1904. I'll show you some of it. I mean, it covers everything on French history dating back to the ancient and medieval period. You got Charlemagne. You have Joan of Arc. You have all the different kings. Marie Antoinette. The French Revolution, Napoleon Bonaparte. Thank you so much for the tip, Casbet. I appreciate that. There's a list of the illustrations. Again, you got an illustration of King Louis XI, Joan of Arc, etc., etc. And thank you so much for the tip, Casbet. If you guys don't know, I use all the tip money to give away books, free books to kids at the bookstore. So thank you very much for the tip. Not necessary, but it does go to a good cause, and I very much appreciate it. And the kids always appreciate the free books as well. Really cool book on French history, 1904, French Historical Tales. Nice illustrated book. Let's go. Oh gosh, I'm not going to try to even attempt to pronounce that, Steph Kitty. Thank you very much, Magister Marie, with a $5 tip. I very much appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, it's going to a good cause, so thank you so much. The other day, I gave away $65 worth of books. I think it was last Wednesday. I was on a roll giving away books. Yep. The kids really appreciate it. We're at 31. You got it, Shelf Care. Thank you very much. And again, thank you to all the tippers tonight. Y'all are awesome. Whatnot really is the coolest community of people. This is King Arthur and the Round Table by A.M. Hadfield. To get free books, I mean, like, I don't know, like babies to like high schoolish kids, but I usually give them to like elementary and middle school age kids. Yep. Yeah, occasionally high schoolers as well. But I mean, usually it's like the really young kids, like toddlers to middle school, probably, I would say. Yes, I don't give any free books away to adult kids, no. No 48-year-olds either, Steph, sorry. This one is X-Library. See the number written right there on the spine? You're a middle school adult? Well, I guess I haven't thought about that. If you are still in middle school and you're an adult, I have not considered that. I haven't thought about it that much, I guess. Book blade inside the front cover. Card holder inside the back cover. Young at heart, sure, why not? Young of heart. Yeah, this one's awesome. King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table by Alice M. Hadfield. Illustrated, looks like you have 8 color plates and 14 black and white illustrations. Look at that color frontispiece of the knights jousting. It looks like this one was printed in 1954. Nice vintage copy of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table with 8 color plates plus some black and white illustrations. Pretty darn nice book right here. There you got Merlin led Vivian through the woods. Very, very nice color plates in this one. And a great looking cover. And again, there's the number written right there. Otherwise, it looks pretty good for an ex-library. 10 seconds on the clock for this one. Let's get it going. Oh, I love talking about books, especially beautiful books. I could talk about them all day long. This is my outlet for talking about books with people, for sure. We are at 19, looking for 21. And honestly, I like making YouTube. Well, okay, I don't overly enjoy making YouTube videos because, like, I don't get the interaction, like, with you guys commenting back. That's kind of cool to have, like, live interaction with people. Thank you, Shelf Care. You got it. Thank you so much. 31 bucks. 2 in a row for you, I think. All right, we do have a Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. Oh, that's awesome, Rose. That's cool. Nice looking dust jacket on this one. Really clean looking book underneath. Oh, free pizza. Gosh, if I knew someone that could get me free pizza, hoofda. That would be probably not a good idea, I don't think. Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift, illustrated by Aldrin Watson. Published by Grosset and Dunlap in 1947. Nice illustrated edition. Looks like you got black and white illustrations and some color illustrations as well. Yep, lots of nice color illustrations. What did I say? 1947 Gulliver's Travels with a really nice looking dust jacket. Let's go. Yeah, trade books for pizza. That's a great idea. 1947 Gulliver's Travels with a dust jacket. We are at 4 and 5, looking for 6 on this one. Very clean condition on that dust jacket for sure. And an illustrated edition. Dave Sales Emporium at 25. Welcome in, Dave. Did you just get here, Dave? Or you've been quiet the whole time? Glad you can make it. Shelf Care at 27. Thank you, Shelf Care. All right, we have Adventurers of Oregon by Constance Lindsay Skinner. This is part of the Chronicles of America series. Beautiful antique books on American history. This is the only volume I have of this set today. The Adventures of Oregon, A Chronicle of the Fur Trade by Constance L. Skinner, published in 1920. Several illustrations in this one. What do we have? We have Lewis and Clark. We have The Reign of the Trapper, The Tonquin, Astor's Overlanders, Astoria Under the Northwesterns, The King of Old Oregon, and The Fall of the Fur Kingdom. Again, 1920 on this one, with several illustrations. Oh, and a map. There's a folding map in this one as well. Show you that. This is the Oregon and its approaches. So you have the route of Lewis and Clark, the route of Astor's Overlanders, the Oregon Trail. Cool map. Lewis and Clark, the Oregon Trail. Again, 1920 Adventurers of Oregon. Really, really clean condition. Beautiful book and really interesting. Again, there's a huge chapter on Lewis and Clark, and then there's the map that covers Lewis and Clark, the Astor's Overlanders, and the Oregon Trail. Pretty great book. I do sell lots of these on eBay. They usually bring some pretty crazy prices just because they're so interesting. This is the only one of the Chronicles of America I have tonight, though. Yes, you have dysentery, and then you get bit by a snake, and we all know what happens after that. Thank you very much, Spencer Gra, 25 bucks. First purchase for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And new customer number 6 of the night. Thank you, Spencer. Yeah. Gosh, good old Oregon Trail. What a fun game. All right, let's keep it going with some Ooh. Here we go. We got Charles Dickens. These aren't beautiful bindings, but they are a nice antique copy of Dombey and Son. 2-volume set, very nice condition. I think these are 1870s. Not beautiful bindings, but just really nice condition. Tight binding, Tight hinges. I think it is complete in 2 volumes. See if I can find the title page. There you go. Dombey and Son, 2 volumes in 1. 1869. Nice looking frontispiece. Let's see. Let me just check. That's volume 1, and this is volume 2. So it's 4 volumes in 2, because see, 2 volumes in 1. 1869, Dombey and Son. 2 volume set. 1869, Dombey and Son. Nice condition. Not fine bindings, but just nice early Charles Dickens. 10 seconds on the clock for the pair. Dombey and Son, 1869, 2 volume set. Oh, Oregon Trail was created by a student teachers in Minnesota. I did not know that. We are at 13 and 15 on the 1869 Dombey and Son 2 volume set. Pretty great condition. Not excessively beautiful books, but just nice antique copies of Charles Dickens. We're at 35 and 39 and 43. Oh, I'm sure you could find Oregon Trail online for sure. Probably find lots of modern computer editions of Oregon Trail. I used to love to hunt on the Oregon Trail. That was always fun. Shooting bison out on the prairie. Lisa, let's see. Oh, Lisa already got one today. Let me get your pile, Lisa. All right, what do we have here? We have Crumbs Swept Up by Thomas DeWitt Talmage. Very beautiful. Tight binding, tight hinges. Yep, both of the hinges look really good. Crumbs Swept Up by Thomas DeWitt Talmage. This is copyright 1897. Let's show you some of the contents. I think this is mostly just a book of children's stories. I don't know if they're all like Christian children's stories. Our spectacles. A man never looks more dignified than when he takes a spectacle case from his pocket, opens it, unfolds the lens, sets it astride on his nose, and looks you in the eye. Absolutely. Cool little book of children's stories. Crumbs Swept Up by Thomas DeWitt Talmage. 1897 on this one in a very pretty binding. And I really like this edition because the rear cover is also decorated. Sets it astride on his nose. Yep, a man never looks as smart as when he pulls his spectacle case out of his pocket. No, I don't think I have any other Oregon Trail related books tonight. We are at 23, looking for 25. 1897, beautiful binding. Great little book of children's stories at 31 and 35, and 39, looking for 41. Crumbs Swept Up. Marmill, got that one with you, Marmill. Let's see, let's do another one of those. We have a treasure book for boys and girls. And again, great condition on this one. Tight binding, and both of the hinges are nice and solid. Treasure book for boys and girls, compiled and edited by Bishop J.H. Vincent. Yep, I'm going to stay on until Eddie. I think Eddie, I told him I was ending at about 7 o'clock, so I'll check in here in about half an hour to make sure he's live, and then I will send you all off to Mr. Driftless Books. 1897, great little book, again, of children's stories, I believe. I'll show you the contents page. I don't know if any of you guys will recognize. It does look, it's like a compilation by different authors as well. The Sailor Boy of Havre, The Ugly Duckling, The Grocer's Stories, The Discontented Cow, The Jewish Maid. That one's about Steph Kitty. A Tailor and the Bear, A Shower of Gold, The Boy is Father to the Man, Uncle John's Gift, etc. Oh, the Complaining Eggs. You have a chapter on Christmas carols. Cool little book of children's stories from 1897, the treasure book for boys and girls. And again, just in a excellent looking binding. And this one is running. Gonna take a sip of water. Actually, tonight we're drinking Dr. Thunder. And water, this glass of water is actually sponsored by Driftless Books in Viroqua, Wisconsin. Driftless Books and Music. But back to the books. Eddie, I'm gonna have to start charging you to promoting you. I love this glass. I broke my glass a couple months ago. I'm very clumsy, and like I'll have a water glass sitting on my desk and accidentally knock it over. So I just bought that one a few weeks ago when I was down in Viroqua. All right, Mr. V Dash, you got that one. Dr. Thunder is knockoff Dr. Pepper, and it tastes just as good as Dr. Pepper. Actually, I didn't buy any soda for like the last month, but I gave in today. All right, we have a vintage copy of Heidi by Johanna Spyri. Great condition. Look at that back cover with the kids and grandfather and the flowers. Yeah, it is pretty decent. Actually, the only reason I tried it is because Walmart was restocking their soda and they didn't have like any options. So I gave it a try, and it's cheap. It's cheaper and tastes just as good, is my opinion. Heidi by Johanna Spyri, illustrated by Janet Smalley, published by Whitman Company in Racine, Wisconsin, 1955 on this one. Nice illustrated edition of Heidi. And a great looking book. Look, you got Heidi and the goat on the front cover. Then you got I don't know if that's Heidi and her brother, and grandfather on the back cover. Looking for $1. Nice old copy of Heidi. I know you guys like the Victorian books, but I figured I'd mix in some slightly more modern stuff. Spencer Gra, got that one. Thank you, Spencer. All right, how about we get back to the preloaded items, and then we'll end with some more mysteries. Spencer. Yep, we have lots more Victorian. Sorry, I know you guys get bored with the slightly more modern stuff, but I mean that one was like 60 or 70 years old. All right, next we have Woodrow Wilson and the World War by Charles Seymour. Again, absolutely beautiful binding, part of the Chronicles of America series. I thought it was cool. Woodrow Wilson and the World War, A Chronicle of Our Own Times by Charles Seymour, 1921. Really interesting chapters in this one. Woodrow Wilson, the executive, neutrality, the submarine. There's a big chapter on the submarine. America Decides, A Nation in Arms, The Fighting Front, The Path to Peace, Ways of the Peace Conference, Balance of Power or League of Nations, etc., etc., etc. There are, I think, 5 or 6 illustrations in this one. And again, 1921, Woodrow Wilson and the World War. That would be World War I. We have a $42 pre-bid on this one, looking for $44. Cool book on World War I and Woodrow Wilson. Jimmy got that one. Thank you, Jimmy. Oh, I really like this edition. This is the book lovers edition of William Shakespeare. You got 3 titles. You got King Lear, King Richard III, and All's Well That Ends Well. These would be kind of boring, except for the flowers. Look at the flowers. Flowers on the tops and the bottom of the spine. Again, the front covers are kind of boring. There's a little embossed design and a griffin. Looks like a griffin embossed on the front covers. Tight binding and tight hinges. There are book plates inside the front covers, owned by Barbara Brogan. Let's see what we have here. This is All's Well That Ends Well by William Shakespeare. Book Lovers Edition. Yeah, the front covers are kind of boring. Copyright 1901, All's Well That Ends Well. They all have a color frontispiece. No, that one was published in 1921, and it covers World War I. All right, 3. Oops, we got them out of order. We need smallest flower to biggest flower, or you could arrange them the other way. Biggest flower to smallest flower. It is completely up to you. 1901 Book Lovers Edition of William Shakespeare. We have an $11 bid on the 3. Personally, I like it smallest flower to biggest flower. I think they look best. 1903 works of William Shakespeare. 3 great titles. We're at 31. Guys, I mean, a Barnes & Noble book is 30 bucks. These are at 39 for the 3. 51, looking for 53. Again, Book Lovers Edition, copyright 1901. 3 great titles by William Shakespeare with the flowers. Lisa got it for 61. Thank you, Lisa. Again, 20 bucks a piece for an antique Shakespeare book. Boggles my mind some days. How like an antique book can sell that reasonable. All right, up next we have lot number 26. Oh, I love this cover. This is The Life and Adventures of Private Miles O'Reilly, his book. I mean, I gotta spend some time showing off all the details with the little 3-leaf clovers everywhere. And then you have a gentleman riding a horse, and you have some sort of like potion bottle. You have a quill. You have a chalice that's like giving off some steam. You have Jeff who's hanging on, like, that's kind of crazy. And then you have what is that? Is that Yancey who's also hanging? So kind of crazy front cover on this one. Really nice condition. Not a super rare book, but to find it in this condition is kind of tough. Tight binding, tight hinges. Absolutely crazy front cover design on this one. The Life and Adventures, Songs, Services, and Speeches of Private Miles O'Reilly. Looks like he was part of the 47th Regiment, New York Volunteers. Published in 1864. Let's see, you have the decorative title page that matches the front cover design. And then you have a comic type illustration. I don't know why he's wearing a ball and chain on his I don't know what exactly he was up to during the Civil War, but just an interesting antique book on a gentleman in the Civil War. There are several illustrations throughout. Oh, that's Mark. Isn't that Mark Twain? Might not be Mark Twain, but it definitely looks like, no, Mark Twain would have been notable in this era. He would have been a little later, but it definitely looked like Mark Twain. 1864, Life and Adventures of Private Miles O'Reilly. Again, interesting book on a Civil War soldier, I believe. And just a crazy, beautiful cover on this one. We are at $6, looking for $7. 1864, really nice condition and just an incredible binding. And probably an interesting read as well. We are at 23 and 25, looking for 27. Mr. V Dash, nope, chessboard at 27 and 28, looking for 29. Mr. V Dash at 30, looking for 32. Crazy deal on this one, Mr. V Dash. You got it. Thank you. I think that was a pretty great deal. All right, let's finish up on the preloaded items. Up next, we have, two Charles Dickens in just really, really nice bindings. Works of Charles Dickens. This is Sketches by Boz and Tale of Two Cities. Beautiful binding with some sort of grass and the little pinwheels. I don't know what's up with the pinwheels. Don't know if I've ever seen a binding with the pinwheels. And then you got the embossed version of it on the back. Black ink on the front. Tight binding, tight hinges. Yep, both the hinges look good. Oh, this one does have on the top corners of some of the pages, there's a little bit of creasing and paper loss and like really small rips on the top corners of the first, maybe some of the pages in the first, like, I don't know. There's probably 40 or 50 pages that have that. Yeah, wagon wheel spokes. Or don't they make noodles that look like that? Sketches by Boz and Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. It's not dated, but definitely 1890s. And I think it's illustrated as well. This is illustrated. See if I can find some of the illustrations for you. I think they're in here somewhere. Okay, maybe not. Oh, yep, I saw one. Okay, well there we go. Yep, there's definitely several illustrations. They're kind of being a pain to find. 1890s, Sketches by Boz and Tales of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. We have a $26 bid on this, looking for 28. 26 bucks with Jimmy, looking for 28. Anyone? Sold to Jimmy. Great deal for Jimmy. Jimmy is snagging the deals today. All right, we got 3 more books to go, and then we'll do some mysteries, and then we're going to raid you off here in about 15 minutes to my buddy Driftless Books. He's going to be selling some pulp, some antique books, some kids books, probably some miniature books, all the stuff we like. All right, works of Charles Dickens. This one has American Notes, Pictures from Italy, and Edwin Drood. Again, beautiful, like really, really clean condition on this one. Tight binding, tight hinges. Yep, both hinges look good. And again, not dated, but definitely 1890s. Yep, with illustrations. Just a really nice, clean copy. 10 seconds on the clock. Looks like we have a $35 bid on this one, looking for $37. Great titles, American Notes, Pictures from Italy, and Edwin Drood. We're at 47 and 51, looking for 53. Jimmy, cleaning house, you got it. Woo! Dang, sorry about that. We're back. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes the phone likes to tip over. All right, this is a really, 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 really beautiful book. This is Lalla Rookh, An Oriental Romance by Thomas More. And again, such clean condition on this one. Awesomely clean condition. Tight binding and tight hinges, or tight binding. I'll check the hinges for you. Gold all the way around. That binding is really tight. Looks like the front inside hinge is starting to split right there. There's a book plate inside the front cover. The top corner of the front end paper is missing. The rear inside hinge looks good though. Lalla Rookh, An Oriental Romance by Thomas More, published in 1879. Absolutely stunningly beautiful copy right here. Great, great looking book. 10 seconds on the clock. 1879, Lalla, sorry if I'm saying it wrong, Rookh or Roke. I do not know exactly how to pronounce this one. I just know it's a beautiful book. We're at 32, looking for 34. Really, really nice. If you like the Victorian bindings, they don't get too much better than this. We're at 57, looking for 59. We're at 62 and 67. If you want quality, today's the day to buy it for sure. We're at 77 and 82, looking for 85. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it. Jimmy, you're going to have, some of the most beautiful books I've ever sold for sure. All right, lot number 30. Then we're going to do some more mystery lots for you. This is The Dodd Family Abroad and Other Stories by Charles Lever. Irish author, I believe. There are little labels right there. You might be able to, I didn't even try to take these off. You could maybe possibly get those removed without leaving any residue or anything. I didn't even try. And then again, absolutely gorgeous covers on these. Both covers are really beautiful. Lots of really cool designs. You got the book, you have the playing cards, you have the helmet, the graduation cap, the chalice, the clovers, the gun, the bugles. A lot of really cool little different emblems on the front covers. Tight bindings and tight hinges all the way around. The Dodd Family Abroad by Charles Lever, complete in 2 volumes, 1901. Nicely, a lot of cool, George Cruikshank kind of style artwork, illustrations. This was illustrated by Fizz and a couple other people. Absolutely beautiful books right here. I don't think they're first editions. The first editions would have been maybe from the 1860s. I'm not sure. No, not first editions. The Charles Lever's first editions would have been a little early, but I guarantee you these are more beautiful than the first editions. Absolutely beautiful bindings. We have a $22 pre-bid on these, looking for 24. Stunning 2-volume set. I love the front cover designs, and the spines also look pretty darn great with the bugles, the books, the clovers, etc., etc., etc. Beautiful 2-volume set. Again, these front covers are absolutely beautiful. We're at 40, looking for 42 on the set. 46, looking for 48. Who got it? Jimmy got it. Thank you, Jimmy. Your pile's getting huge. All right, I do have, we do have 2 more Charles Lever. This is Charles O'Malley. Again, Charles Lever was an Irish author, so he wrote a little story about Charles O'Malley. Again, beautiful condition. Oh, this one has the spine label. This one doesn't, so I wonder if you could get that off pretty easily. I assume so. Charles O'Malley, tight binding and tight hinges. Let me find a date on this one for you. This is 1892 on this set. Complete in 2 volumes. Charles O'Malley, the Irish Dragoon. I think a dragoon was some sort of soldier. And I'm not sure if I'm even saying that word right or not. Again, you got the decorative title pages and the frontispieces, plus lots of illustrations throughout as well. Lots of great plate illustrations. Very, very comical style. And I'm guessing there's like 40 to 50 illustrations in each volume. 1892, Charles O'Malley by Charles Lever. 10 seconds on the clock for the 2-volume set. These are, I mean, absolutely gorgeous books. And again, 1892. We are going to sell for about 10 more minutes, then I'm going to raid you off to my buddy Driftless Books. He's going to be selling some pretty cool stuff tonight. I am sure of it. We're at 42 and 46, looking for 48. We're at 50, looking for 52. Casbet wants these at 52. Thank you, Casbet. Casbet, is that your first one tonight? Let me see if... I think... No, wait. Yeah, I think that's your first one tonight. Yep, that's what I thought. You've been quiet. You're waiting to the end to snipe some deals. I get it. Thank you. And those were great ones to buy for sure. All right, we got a few more fine bindings, and then we're going to wrap up here shortly. This is a select reading and recitations. Cool little children's book. I think this one is 1897. Oh, Campfire Girls. Yep, I will do those next for you, Rock Stop. Absolutely. We are just doing the last of the mystery lots. No, I think a first edition Charles Lever would probably be hundreds and $100. Select reading and recitations compiled by Harriet M. Van Orden. 1897 on this one. Lots of great authors. This is just a compilation of different stories by Harriet Beecher Stowe. You have Lord Alfred Tennyson, Sir Walter Scott, etc., etc., etc. Oliver Goldsmith, William Cowper, Henry Ward Beecher, Amelia E. Barr, Mark Twain, Charles Dickens, etc., etc., etc. Cool little compilation of short stories for children or adults. 1897 select readings and recitations, and again, just a really, really great binding all the way around. And again, I really like that the rear cover has the same beautiful design as the front cover. We are at 4 and 5, looking for 6. 1897 select readings and recitations, or recitations, however you want to say it. Welcome in, Mr. Garage Full of Books. How are you tonight, Hayden? When's your next book sale coming up, Hayden? Oh, Sally's hopping in. Sally, where have you been? Did you just get here? I think it's the first time I saw you bid, Sally. We're at 23 and 25. Oh, you didn't? Okay. Well, I'm glad you could make it tonight. Hope you're having a great Tuesday so far. 27 with Sally. Thank you, Sally. If you don't mind, if you have local pickup set up, and if you could send me that pickup code later tonight, I'd appreciate it. No rush, but welcome in Hayfield13, Hotmail.com. Welcome in Mike and Phyllis. Where are you guys today, Mike and Phyllis? Are you home already? Did you make it home? My buddies were just out in Wyoming, little crazy road trip. The Campfire Girls in the Maine Wood by Hildegard G. Frey. Looks like we got a stain right there. Little bit of wear on the spine, but pretty good overall. Tight binding. Looks like the inside hinges are splitting. Looks like you have some little pencil drawing right there. I would say fair condition on this one. The Campfire Girls in the Maine Woods, or the Winnebagos Go Camping. Cool book of like girl adventure, Girl Scout type of stuff. Copyright 1916. Again, I would say this one's kind of in fair condition. Yeah, still, I mean, awesome cover. Cool book of girl adventures out. Looking for $1. We're at 3 and 4, looking for 5. Cass bet at $5. Thank you, Cass. All right, well, we'll do that other one right away. This one's a little nicer condition with the blue binding, The Campfire Girls on the Open Road, again by Hildegard G. Frey. Yep, thank you, Cass. You got a great deal. Tight binding and tight hinges. Yep, both of the hinges are good on this one. This one's a little nicer condition. The Campfire Girls on the Open Road or Glorify Work. Nice frontispiece. This one is copyright 1918 and really clean condition on this one. Cool girl adventure book. What's my favorite book? You know, I don't know if I have a favorite book, but that's a good question. My favorite author, I think, is John Dunning. He wrote like mystery books about a retired policeman that solves book mysteries. Thank you very much, Nostalgia Nebula. I'm glad you could make it to tonight's show. Watch for a little bit. When's your next book sale coming out? Feel free to put that in the chat. Thank you, B-Ball Goofball. I appreciate it. Let's see. We got a few more things to sell, and we're going to be wrapping things up shortly. Oh, that was a first purchase? I didn't even realize that. New customer number 7 of the night. Thank you, B-Ball Goofball, for your first purchase. I didn't even see that. Thank you for putting that in the chat, Cass. Rodney the Overseer by Harry Castleman. Cool boy adventure right here. Great illustration on the front cover. Some sort of gentleman loading a huge cannon. Looks like he's a sailor, Navy boy. Tight binding and tight hinges. Oh, looks like there's a nameplate inside the rear cover. Rodney the Overseeing. This is part of Harry Castleman's War series. Great boy adventure story. Okay, guys, everyone give Nostalgia Nebula a follow. He has a book sale tonight at 8 p.m. UFOs, Paranormal, Pyramids, Mysteries, Psychic, and more. That sounds awesome. That sounds like a fun show. 1892 copyright date, but I think this one was probably published in the early 1900s, maybe right around 1900 to 1920, I would guess. I don't think it's copyright 1892, but I think it was published slightly later. Early 1900s, looking for $1. Ooh, Huff Rough at 123, looking for $4. Oh, thank you so much for the tip. You do not have to tip me, but once again, I'll say thank you very much. That was very kind of you. I do use all the tip money, goes to give away books to kids at my bookstore. So thank you very much for the tip. I appreciate it, and it goes to a good cause. We got $20 in tips already tonight. Thank you all. Very kind. I really do have the kindest Whatnot community for sure. All right, a few more books. I'm going to go to Whatnot quick and see if Driftless Books is going to be starting here in about next 5 to 10 minutes. So we're going to raid him as soon as we are done. Or as soon as he's live. We're going to be wrapping things up shortly. Driftless Books. And I do hope you guys stick around and support my buddy Eddie. He is the place I go every Sunday morning to sell books. So please go support him as soon as we're done here. We got a few more Victorian books for you. This is Inez. Oh, we sold one of these series with the daffodils earlier in the show. Nice condition Inez. Let's see. Tight binding and tight hinges. Yep, this one looks pretty good. Inez, A Tale of the Alamo by Augustus J. Evans. No date, circa right around the turn of the century, right around 1900. Some of the pages do have chipping along the edges, as you can see. Some of the pages in the front have chipping. The pages are probably kind of fragile, so please handle with care, but the cover and spine look good. Great looking binding with the daffodils. Circa right around 1900, maybe 1890s to 1910, I would say on this one. And again, great looking book with the daffodil design. Looking for $2. Steph MJS got it. New customer number 8 of the night. Thank you, Steph. Great deal. We do have a few more Victorian books for you. I know you guys like the Victorians. Yeah, someone, y'all are missing out, Rose, on that one. All right, let's get through a few more of these little buggers. Okay, that's a nice one. A Border Shepherdess by Amelia E. Barr with the shiny silver design. Looks like some sort of thistle flower. Nice condition, tight binding. Oh, the front end papers are missing, it looks like. A Border Shepherdess, A Romance of Erskdale by Amelia E. Barr. Looks like there's a inscription inside the front. To Sue from Carrie, birthday 1902. And again, this one probably was published right around 1900, maybe 1901, 1902. And a very pretty silver binding on this one. Looking for a buck. We got 2, looking for 3. I'm going to go check in on Driftless Books. He's going to be, oh, he is live. Guys, we're going to sell, how about we sell 2 more books, and then I'm going to raid you off to my buddy Eddie. And we can go buy some cool antique books from him. Indigo Moon at 6. Thank you, Indigo. Let's see, Indigo. Is that your first one? I think that's your first one of the night. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, Indigo Moon, been here since the beginning of the show, but just sometimes you got to be patient to get the $6 deals. All right, we got 2 more. We have Little by Little by Oliver Optic. What a great picture of a boy reading by the fire. That's pretty cool. Great looking fireplace. Tight binding and tight hinges. This one's pretty darn nice. Second to last lot of the day, Little by Little or The Cruise of the Flyaway by Oliver Optic. No date, again, right around the late 1890s, this one's early 1900s, I think. 10 seconds on the clock. Little by Little by Oliver Optic. What a great decoration on the front cover. And again, we're going to sell 1 more book, and then I'm going to raid you off to Driftless Books, and I hope you guys all stick around and support my buddy Eddie. He's the hardest working guy in the book business for sure. Shelf Care at 6. Thank you, Shelf Care. All right, last lot of the day. This is Fadette. Don't know too much about this story. Great, you got the cool bark design on the cover. Then you got the little flowers as well. Cool birch bark design, tight binding and tight hinges. Last lot of the day. This is Fadette by George Sand, translated by Miss James M. Lancaster, 1898. On this one, just a cool Victorian era novel. 1898? 1896, Fadette by George Sand. 10 seconds on the clock, then we're going to raid you off to my buddy Eddie. Let's go. Last lot of the day. This is it. 1898, Fadette by George Sands, in a pretty binding, pretty unique one. We are at 11 looking for 13. We're at 13 looking for 15. Last lot of the day. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Shelf Care. You got it. Thank you all for a wonderful show. I very much appreciate y'all. We are going to wrap things up and raid you.